our RGMCET Data Science. In this video, we will be having an interview with our beloved head of the Department of Data Science, Mr. Bhaskar. So, hello sir, thank you for accepting our interview.
It would be a pleasure for me. Mahesh, is going to be I mean to say, a great initiative from the data science students community to have such kind of interaction. Of course, I did not expect this. Having known that you want to have a talk with me, I also wanted to check how the students are going to interact with me on official chat. Thanks.
Yeah, that's great. So, how the interview at this moment, this interview is planned in a way that the current vibe is our Advitiya, right? So first we will be starting with our Advitiya event. So later we will be moving ahead and discussing some of the department activities. So from the beginning of our establishment of our data science department, we haven't discussed or anything that we haven't come public. Advitiya, right? So first we will be starting with our Advitiya event. So later we will be moving ahead and discussing some of the data science issues, activities. Yeah. So the data science department was established in the year 2020-21 academic year, right? So after 4 years, it's almost 4 years, 3.5 years, right? So first batch was started in 2020. So this is 2024. It took 4 years to start an event like Advitiya, a mega event like Advitiya. Can I know why it took so much amount of time to wait for 3 years?
Okay, you are straight to the point. Let me tell you one point. Such kind of activities, especially this Advitiya under the college banner bill, is planned for exploring the students' understanding over the subject, their applicability into the society. And this activity was originally initiated with only one activity, that was paper presentation. And as everyone knows, paper presentation from the students, we expect they to present their idea, and if whether it's just an idea or whether like a point that is implemented, and observations were presented as a paper. So originally, RGMCET has planned this ripple event in this. As a function of time, slowly poster presentation was added, and later, the moment the industry has started expecting this coding things and all, the coding was added. Likewise, many activities were added. So now your question is why it took almost 3.5 years to start this kind of activity for Advitiya. Yes, the data science department of CSE data science started in 2020, and those are buddies. The moment they enter with a lot of aspirations, with some kind of expectations. What would we get when we join the RGMCET data science department? First of all, the teachers or the HOD's responsibility is to see that they understand the department very well. They understand the college environment very well. They understand various activities that are being happened in the college campus. Not only the academic activities, there is a lot of fun in RGM campus, as you might have seen. Beyond the college hours, students keep on dancing, students keep on singing, they play guitars, they go to the college grounds, they play a lot of games, and we have nice facilities over there. So, the Department of Data Science expected that students to experience all these things, understand what is going on, and thereafter they should plan and they should see how other departments are organizing these particular events. It is because this is the first ever batch, and unless you study very well, you cannot go for the implementation. Right? This is not something like trial and error method. Because all the way once you are going to conduct the event in real time, obviously it is going to be implemented. So the moment you start implementing online, nobody knows how it goes. That is why department took a lot of time for our students to enjoy this campus, at the same time keep on observing various things that is going on. Yeah, I think I've made my point.
So to add what
thought you said one more point. The 2020 batch, if everyone knows it perfectly, we have started this pandemic, right? COVID-19. At that time, most of first year and almost half of the second year also went with online classes, and thereafter we came and experienced actual RGMCET college premises and environment in here. And later we started, and other senior departments students were conducting their own events, like that we department students have participated in that, get an experience with them, and after that they are started doing this. Right?
Perfect. Nice point that you have added. Yeah.
So with that, let us go for the another question. Like, is this event Advitiya was initiated by the students or from the department? Any initiative from the department?
From the department, there is a conspiracy. When on a fun note, actually department expected students to ask for conducting this event instead of department, the HOD or the faculty to start asking the students. So we kept on waiting. The moment the various these kind of events that are being organized by other departments, so there is a lot of enthusiasm came in the students' minds, and then they kept on asking, when are we going to attend? And I did not respond it immediately for them. I took some time for them to build more anxiety. So once the anxiety is built upon to a certain extent, then I started responding. Okay, let us plan. So that is what it is. So now you decide whether it's started by students or started by HOD.
That is a nice answer. So I strongly believe that the audience will decide who initiated the event, whether department or from the students. So far from your observation, so previously we have talked about the department students were participated in a lot of events and gained experiences, right? So from your observation, how the department students were participating in other events, or either within the college premises, within the RGMCT, or from other colleges activities?
Yeah, very nice question. You asked this question, and also I feel that I use this particular moment to appreciate the data science students for their extensive participation without losing their academic activities. First, let me tell you, they started like the department thoughts. They did not start at the peak. Rather, they started it gradually. They started attending the local events, then the neighbor college events, and now our students, the data science students, have started participating in outside states also. For example, IEEE activities were recently conducted in Hyderabad, and there a few of our data science students have attended, and they have interacted with ISRO scientists, and they have interacted with the eminent professors who have visited there, and the global leaders were there present in IEEE events. And they carried their experiences, and they were so happy that they met people of rich experience, rich knowledge, and the different perspectives that they have got for this particular engineering students. And they carried also the expectations that were there in the community. So, of course, yes, the department is very happy for the students' participation in various events, technical events, non-technical events, fun activities. And at times I observe they have lots of fun rapport with their fellow faculty. The moment they are in the class, they are very pin drop silence, and then they kept on listening. And the moment it comes to ask the questions or to clarify the doubts, they don't hesitate. They ask the teacher, "Sir or ma'am, this is what I have understood." And beyond this, I'm struggling to understand applicability of it. So they don't hesitate to ask the teachers. And the teachers also took it so positive, and they answered it very well. And teachers also took the moment, if they are not able to answer it, they told the students openly that right now I don't have idea. Give me some time. We will talk to the fellow faculty. We will talk to the industry people who are in connection with the department and then let you know. So the participation in multi perspectives, multi directions. As a head of the department, I'm really happy.
So based on what you said, you were almost saying students are very actively participating in the events within the RGM and outside of the RGM, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So to add another question on top of that, how supportive the department for the students who are participating within the RGMCET campus or outside of the campus?
This answer, maybe you should ask the fellow students, your classmates or your juniors. But because you asked me on this platform, let me answer this. First, let us define supportive environment for our department. Because the students join here, first of all, for the gaining the knowledge, and at the same time, the byproduct will be the degree. So, first of all, our primary job comes to give the academic support. And later, for other activities, there are two directions. One is self-motivated thoughts, another is department-motivated thoughts. If it is department-motivated thoughts, then the department will ask the students. And these are the various activities that will help you if you carry out this, either during the academic schedules or beyond the academic schedules. If it is a self-motivated thought or self-motivated activity, then department students can reach out to the department and HOD or the faculty anytime. When once they propose it, if those thoughts are proposed to faculty, if they know how to do it, the modus operandi, then they will explain the students, this is how it can be done. If they do not have an idea, then they carry it to the HOD. So and so student is asked like this, or so and so student group is asked like this. How do we proceed? Do we have the provision for going through these particular activities? Of course, you have your own experiences. Believe me, department has no barriers. We are of 360-degree implementation. If it is not permissible inside the academic schedules, then we will create an environment beyond the academic schedules, and then we will make it happen. And our college authorities are also so helpful to understand. But our job is to explain them properly, present them properly. The moment our presentation is perfect, then obviously the college authorities will never stop us. So, the support is not only from the department, it is also from the college authorities, principals, MDs, chairmen, our placement officers, our directors, who know the faculty. And obviously, students are also so receptive that they listen to everyone. Of course, they will decide what to be decided.
Yeah. So far as Advitiya is concerned, so Advitiya is not happened, right? So it is going to be happened, and so far we have discussed students are gaining experience and knowledge by participating in other events. So almost they experienced everything, and now they are planning their Advitiya. So as it is not happened, maybe after once it is happened, maybe we have an interview like this. For now, it is being planned and it is being executed towards the event dates, right? So, by the way, the event is happening on 2023 November 23rd and 24th. So, not yet came, right? So, because as you are from your observation, how well the students are planning from the collecting of the requirements, what need to be done, planning, and how need to be done those activities, and how are they actually executing it from your observations?
Yeah. Though I had apprehensions of implementing these activities or planning the activities and all, but students have proven their skill, they proved their planning, they proved their energy levels. Now I don't have any doubts regarding the event to be conducted by the students. Okay, as you asked me how well the students are organized, right? how they are actually doing it. Yes. Let me tell you, the students have planned their activities in such a way. I almost see the way the IT industry is executing a project. It's like they conduct a stand-up meeting every day in the morning. They collect all the data. They talk to every organizer, event organizer. They listen to them. The chief organizers would listen to them. And then they suggest what to be done, what not to be done, right at the moment. And if at all they are stuck at some point, they would give the backup, right? So this is what exactly even though the IT industry also works on the methodology. Generally, they have got the Scrum Masters, and later on they have got managers and all. So I see these guys, the data science students, almost reached the IT industry phase or IT industry cycle. Of course, it looks like exaggeration, but yes, they are very well organized. They are doing it perfect. Of course, there might be a few hiccups. The department is there to correct them and to guide them. Sometimes we are also learning how this event or how this activity to be actually conducted. That's how these organizers are creative. So they're also making us to learn the lessons. So the moment we are learning the lessons, now you can understand, or the audience can understand how well these organizers, how well this particular organizing team is very well planned. Let us see how this output is going to be, delivered. I'm very confident that this event is going to be a grand success, and they're going to reach their expectation levels. Of course, as a people we have experienced, we don't put expectations. We love to see the students' faces when they reach their expectations. That's what.
Yeah, that's nice. I feel like we are going in a very high level. And if you wanted to specifically mention any couple of incidents during the event organized,
yeah. First of all, let me understand what you mean by high level.
So you were just saying like students are doing some good process, like
they are process oriented.
Yeah. Very reached to the stage where IT industry standards, right? So in your observation,
if my observations are correct,
yeah, your observation was exactly right. But on top of that, any incidents? Just now you have mentioned that students are making us the department to learn, right? So any such incidents that you wanted to mention?
Okay, I would like to make 2 points to be noted regarding the very short-term moments when their synchronization was out of the line. It was not because their understanding was wrong, but it was like what to be prioritized. I don't want to specifically mention, but I derived a few things from that. Like they could not prioritize which to be done first, which to be done next, and so on. So what they did is they planned and they tried to implement the 5th point first, and then 1st point and 6th level. So there they got confused, and the people were like, what exactly is happening, who is doing what, and all these things. The moment the chief organizers have carefully observed, they sat together and then they tried to understand, to figure it out with the root cause analysis. The moment they figured it out, within 5 hours, things were solved and they got back into the event. That's the first point that I've actually observed. Of course, not so personally, but eagle bird view. The second point is, as in the fun activities are also going on. Today, just before last session, I was just visiting their dance practice sessions. I've observed there are a few expressions missing. In order to, because maybe they might feel that my presence and they might be feeling inconvenience with my presence. So I wanted to break that ice. So for that, what I did is, the moment an expression has to be given for a particular song for a bit, I don't want to reveal it now. because that may become a spoiler. Then I gave also an expression along with them. They enjoyed it. I loved it because they received it. Yeah.
Yeah. And along with those lines, can you mention any 3 highlights and 3 lowlights as so far the organizing activities?
Obviously, the top priority highlight is the organizing skills. Then second one is...
I don't want too much very single answer. It would be better if you could elaborate that could
Yeah.
This is not just for like something that is just to meant for recording, but it is also helps for the next generation who are planning this event, right? This event or similar events like this. If you could mention what are the highlights, so that they could carry those highlights, and if you could mention the lowlights, they could avoid those lowlights and build on top of it.
Yeah. I don't want to make it as a number. Let me propose or let me tell you what could I actually observe. The first point is due to these particular events, few students, organizers or participants or people who had to dance, practice and all, they had to skip the classes. So now this is a big challenge for the department also. Because point one is the student who misses the classwork, who misses the teaching. How are they going to get back? So during this, I observed the point, those who have attended the classes, they assured those guys who are practicing that don't worry, once we go to the room or once we go back after the college hours, we are there to actually synchronize it for the academic environment. So initially I was in a hesitation that whether we should give the permission for them during the college hours or we have to limit them only beyond the college hours. The moment I observed this kind of synchronization, this kind of understanding among attendees versus non-attendees because of these particular events, I felt like that, yeah, this is great. When I see other institutions or some other things, I don't know to name them. It's like everyone's your life and my life. You have your life, I have my life. Why should I spend my time for you? It's not here. The people, those guys said that don't worry, to go and practice. We are here in the club, we get in the class, we understand the club. Once we go beyond after the college years, we are here to entertain you. What else we want? What else the department wants? I'm very happy for that. That's the greatest point I would like to mention. Here itself there is a low light in the highlight, as in from your words. Right? And then second point is, they are trying to understand the profiles of each and every one during this particular event. And the one whom I have not focused, they focused, the student organizers focused, and they suggested, see, these are the profiles of the department, these are the profiles of the professors, these are the profiles of the students. Let us go, let us work with them, let us talk to them if they are ready to contribute their efforts. Later on, we will give the credit. So, as an HOD, I could not do it because they are doing it for this particular event. It is obviously observed. They are doing it for the department. When they are doing it for the department, they are doing it for me. So, highlights from my side, lowlights. Because I couldn't do it, it's a laxity. Because they are adding this value, obviously I think it's a highlight. I think these are the two important things I would like to mention. Maybe I have not raised the third one. If there are n numbers, maybe these are the ones which I exactly mean.
So now let us talk about some department activities. And before actually talking about the data science department activities, so let us take some time and discuss about IT department that you have worked for previously. So why I have specifically taken IT department is because we don't have any seniors, right? So this was the first data science batch who is going to pass out in 2024. So because of that reason, as you have most of the experiences with IT department, and we used to listen a lot of your experiences in terms of IT department and the students' activities. So why don't you take few moments and tell something about IT department that you love the most.
Before I speak anything about IT department, let me tell you, Department of Information Technology was not just a department, it was an emotion. And many of the inmates of Department of Information Technology felt it is a religion. So that's how closely knitted the bonding between the students and the teachers during Department of Information Technology journey. Okay, I may not be able to actually give all the instances. I would like to tell you the way the department was organizing various academic and non-academic activities. First of all, while entering this particular hall, I have observed there is one quote: the more you learn, the more you earn. Of course, we did not have that quote. Somehow we have actually observed it. The learning was not only for the students, the learning was also for the faculty as well as the HOD. Every faculty would have a blackboard in their room, because those days there was no much digital environment. So every faculty used to have a blackboard in their room. And the students were like, if they came to know about few things or few updates, they used to go to their favorite faculty and then they used to discuss. At times they used to explain on the board, and HOD was also not an exception. The students used to come to the HOD and then they used to ask, are you aware of this? The moment HOD says, no, I'm not aware of this, they used to ask, do you have time? The moment I say, yes, of course I have time, then they start explaining it. This is how the technology is, this is how the usage of the technology and use cases of all those things. The moment it comes to the academic activities, they were like very conventional environment. It's like, no, be straight, don't discuss anything. Unless a teacher asks, do you have any questions? And then the moment a guy starts asking the questions, if the teacher was not having the answer for that, this is where the difference comes with the Department of IT those days and the Department of Data Science staff. Of course, this is not discrimination. During the Department of IT, the days of Department of IT, if the teacher says that right now I don't have an idea, then those students in the class, if they have an idea, students used to ask their teacher, sir or madam, I know, is it okay if I discuss this? Of course, every teacher used to say that, why not? You do it. Instead of directly taking the freedom, first of all, students used to take permission from the teacher, and then they used to discuss the answer. And now, the teachers are in the confusion whether the other students are aware of this particular answer or not. And the students do expect answers from the teachers itself. I don't say it's a wrong thing, but maybe through this particular channel, through this particular conversation, I would like to tell the students, if you know the answer for a question that is asked by the fellow student, if the teacher is not aware of it, it is always welcome if the fellow student expresses it, if the fellow student explains for this. Again, coming back to the Department of IT, there are faculty who are self-driven, of course, now also. They used to start the project by their own. And likewise, there was a project, there were the projects, number one, IT Solar, and there was another project which is SUCOM, and another one, like, I don't exactly remember the name, but it is on HPC. When industry was starting experiencing or starting the implementation of the HPC, our Department of IT has started already exploring HPC aspects. But the thing is, it was like a Beowulf cluster, not exactly HPC systems that we have. And as with the IT Solar is concerned, they started this, it was a student's idea to start a project, to develop a comprehensive software for the department activities. So kind of ERP solution. So first they started experimenting whether the department is capable of doing such kind of projects or not. Thereafter, once they come to know that yes, this is fine, then they extended to start right from the scratch of the IT, the software development lifecycle. During which alumni also have helped a lot. So the moment it comes to the conducting an event, those 3 days like a festival, and we call it as IT Prasthan. Every student, every faculty, 1.5 months before this event, the vibes start. Yes, we are going to get the festival. Like the way we enjoy as our kids, whenever the festival is approaching, we used to enjoy it, right? We used to wait for it eagerly. So that was, IT Prasthan was like that. So, which means that we used to conduct the paper presentations, we used to conduct the technical talks, which means pre-workshops on the first day, workshops and paper presentations on second day, and then alumni event on third day. Many alumni of IT department used to turn they used to give their talks, they used to talk to the juniors, present current students, and it was like HOD used to sit silent during this particular special alumni talk or alumni event. HOD keeps on observing what exactly is going on, whether the discussions were going on. Sometimes it used to go beyond 7 o'clock in the night, and the alumni might have booked the tickets for their destinations. Even then, they used to compromise. They used to take some other alternate things. So such kind of emotions were carried out during the Department of IT events or Department of IT journey. That's why it's not just department, it's an emotion. For them, it's a religion.
So I also thought of asking how the IT department used to plan the events. So I think you have already mentioned. If you want to mention anything about the events?
Events? Of course, yes. It is because those vibes start, but for faculty and the student organizers, they work start 6 months ahead of the event to find out the updated profiles of the alumni and how best they can connect the alumni into the events. Because there used to be keynote speakers, there used to be people who deliver the workshops, and then there used to be people who come directly on the alumni event to share their experiences, to mentor the current students and all. So unless the organizers understand the profiles of the alumni, they cannot plan it very well. So they without losing the academic activities, without losing the academic schedules, they used to plan like this. So this is one of the best things I've ever seen. There was one guy who, if I don't exactly remember the name of that guy. He went to IIT for his MTech. After returning back, he said, "Sir, all these things which I have experienced in IIT were already being carried out in IT department." So I felt like I didn't find any new place there. I felt like I was there in the IT department of RGMCET itself. So think once if this kind of words are delivered or if the grants are given by the alumni, the department felt like very happy. So this kind of events were not done or were not refined on one day. It was the effort of those students, everyone, not just organizers, every one of the student group used to give their best for the academic activities as well as the department academic supporting activities or the non-academic activities to get done. And there was one situation where IT department has introduced the cultural fest in the college. So there were so many such events which IT department has initiated. Yeah.
So just now I have got this thought, as you have mentioned so many times, IT alumni visit the college and talk about their own experiences, right? I think we didn't plan that part in our Advitiya, right? Still we have time, it is not too late. Could it be possible? I don't think the students could do this. If you could do this, could invite IT department alumni for the event, maybe 23rd, 24th, if any plans are there, 23rd, 24th, completely filling times, we could extend the event date to 25 and invite alumni of IT department.
Yeah, before answering the question, let me tell you, there is nothing that student cannot do. Student can do anything, provided they are given the chance, they have the passion to do it. If these two components are there, student can do anything. Yeah, now coming to your point, of course, yes, it's already there in the agenda of Department of Data Science to conduct the alumni events. Very soon you will experience the alumni events because you will become alumni of data science, but we have already a well-established alumni group of IT department. They went to extend recently, few of the alumni have extended their willingness and their support to offer their classes, and they asked, is there any chance that we can deliver the class to the current students? We did not ask them. They themselves voluntarily asked, is there any chance? I said, yes, of course. But give us some time, because we are very tight in the academic schedules. We will shortly plan in the next semester. So very soon, you guys will be starting experiencing the alumni activities. And because you are in the final year, so you will also, you guys will also learn how to behave or how to be when you enter into the shoes as an alumni. What kind of responsibilities that you will have to fulfill as alumni?
Yeah, that was a nice answer. But is it another way of saying no, we can't invite at this event time?
You see it. I will say yes, I will say no. But on the day of the event, you can observe few things. I don't want to reveal it. I want to keep this for that day to be, experienced. So student will be, expecting this.
That would be better if you could set some expectations, because when event is done, right, everyone means they may not be available. If you could set some expectation, hey, we have something.
Of course, yes.
So we have discussed about IT department, right? So we haven't got.
My discussion or my expression for discussing the IT department will never over. That is a long story, and that you can actually create a lot of web series for it.
We can plan, if you allow us to plan, maybe IT department podcast series.
Of course, yes.
Okay, fine. We will plan according to it. So, what are the observations that you have compared to just now you have mentioned some of the observations between IT department and DS department, right? Could you extend that to mention a few more differences and similarities between IT department and DS department?
Point one. Let us talk about the similarities. The first and highly prioritized similarity is the energy of the students and energy of the faculty, and the synchronization between the faculty and students. That's a great thing that any HOD they expect from their team. Because when it comes to a team of the department, it's a collection of the students and faculty. Not all the things would come to the HOD. It is because there's a great bonding between the students and teachers. That was also there in the IT department. So that's a great test and a highly prioritized similarity. When it comes to the difference, yeah, of course there is a difference. It is by the function of time. We don't have to make it something like a discriminating thing. We don't have to discriminate. Those days, there were no IT tools, great IT tools to the reachability of the students, especially online. They were to be purchased. There was no availability of greater open source software. If someone comes to know about the open source software, it was like a divine item. Everyone used to look at, oh, you know, open source. Oh, great. Everyone was depending on the proprietary things. And the proprietary things were also very costly. So we were having a very limited environment then. But management has never stopped this if at all we wanted to extend for purchasing the proprietary things or whatever. Provided we justify that. Yes, this will help the department to grow. The moment they felt like from the HOD, they listened to the words that yes, they work very well, they used to give. This again is similarity now also. They don't hesitate to spend on the learning things. But the way the learning things have changed post-COVID was rapid. So students were able to grab those particular opportunities, especially the online learning environment. So at times, when students were completely depending upon the teachers, those learning environment was completely different. And the moment the students started depending upon also the online environment, the way the learning has happened is different. But both are fine. It is because if a student comes to know prepared, comes to the class prepared with the online things or with the collaboration with the fellow student, obviously it becomes a challenge for also the teacher. Like, the teacher has to be very well prepared, much more prepared. And second point is, the moment the students are very well prepared, now the students are coming to the classes very well prepared. I'm very happy for that. That is why faculty have got a lot of time to think of the projects, to think of the research component in the topic that they are teaching. So they don't have to concentrate more on educating what is the topic. They can spend lesser time because many of the students are coming very well prepared. So now faculty has got ample time to introduce the research component in that and the use case of it and how industry's perspective towards that particular topic. So that is what the major difference that I could observe from the past IT department to the data science department or the present, not only data science but any department or any student for that matter. Yeah.
That's similarity and difference. So we have touched some of the activities here and there about DS department, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now take us to the time where college was initiating data science department and wanted to you be in the HOD. So what is your state of mind and what is the momentum at that time?
Okay. Because I have had a rapport with the current students with you teaching right from the first year. That was not a surprise. It was because, I don't know for the students whether it's a surprise, me being posted as a head of the department of data science. For me, it was not a surprise because I have already held that position for some other department like IT department. So holding the position of HOD is not that easy, but at the same time, it can be enjoyable. The only thing that I had to think was how to make the student community go along with the teacher community. Because earlier, most of the time during this particular talk, during conversation, we talk more about the student synchronization. Now let us talk about the faculty synchronization also, let us make it open. As I said, it was a conventional environment. So it took a lot of time for the faculty also to switch from conventional environment to the adaptive environment, because now we are going through the blended mode. So I had to observe that particular point because our batches were started, the first batch was started at the peak of COVID, so 2020. But at the same time, 2020 has been a great year that is appreciated by or visioned by so many visionary leaders like APJ Abdul Kalam sir. So obviously many people have got a lot of attachment to that particular 2020 but also with the rhyming 2020. So, as a HOD, I had a challenge, or I had a point of planning for making this better faculty group to come to the blended mode. Unless we make an adaptive environment, we cannot make the department or learning environment to be more enjoyable. Why the students are enjoying the department? Why the students are coming to the classes? Why a student should come to the class first of all? There should be excitement. Yes, when I come to the class, I would learn something. Sometimes the classes might be missed for some reason. But when they miss the class, there should be an environment that is created by, first of all, HOD, that if teacher is not there, if teacher could not come for some reason, could not come to that particular class, of course that happens for rarely. But even if the teachers could not turn up to the class on time or for a complete class, the student group should be able to engage the class. Because whatever they have learned from the teacher or from the online environment, from someone, that becomes an added value. And at the same time, that also creates a cohesion in that particular student environment, in the student entities. So that was the thought that I had to have when I was given the position of the HOD. So otherwise, there is no extra burden or the burden that I felt. Else, there were a few things which I had to schedule, because the moment I take the position, extra effort has to be expended. Otherwise, fine. Yeah.
Even though you don't have any much expectations, what are the challenges that you have faced during this and having this, being an HOD of data science department?
Yeah. It is to connect the academics to the industry. Fortunately, our academic administration and management are at the line of aligning our academics to the industry perspective, on the research perspective. That has not become much challenge, but understanding the academia, understanding this our college perspective, our students' value, our students' time to spend, all these things taken into account. Aligning all these things to the department, the industry expectations was a bit challenging. But our alumni has not made me to take it as a challenge. Like, they contributed. The moment I asked them, see, this is where I'm a bit stuck, or this is where I'm having some kind of question. One example was how do we take the high performance computing? Then I've talked to Manjunath, who is staying in Singapore, working for Altair. I mean, within his limits, because he's working for industry, he should not reveal that particular technological aspects as well. But academics versus the industry, he discussed and he told us how to actually have performance computing can be related to data science. Thereafter, I talked to Tejas Guru. He's working for this particular UX and UI. Sometimes people understand that that is not related to the data science, but he made it very clear where exactly data science can help this particular UX and the UI to work in. And Murli Markar, the Raghavendra, then there are Rajeev, there are many people. I mean, though I am not naming here, but there are many people from IT alumni who helped me to understand, to overcome the challenges and to solve the challenges. So, really, I didn't feel a serious challenge because I have the confidence that I have got these guys. Yeah.
So, during the course of 3.5 years of establishing a data science department, right, there are a lot of achievements that we have seen. If you wanted to name a few, what are those achievements?
Yeah, I see a conspiracy from you. The greatest achievements is like getting the US internships and to be materialized. because as you are very well aware, you are also part of that particular US internship. Uh, uh, Tejas has helped us a lot in making this to happen. So data science department, though it's a first ever batch, because of their learning interest towards learning, experimentation, all these things made them to get those particular US internships. From the department, what I could do is just relate ideal right to the curriculum, and then provide these guys, the current students, to attend the interviews, and then get their things done. That's it. But beyond the lines, what made that particular achievements to be possible was it's a learning interest by the students, and at the same time, the faculty who could spend the good amount of time to make those students to learn. So because of this particular collaboration, and the alumni have seen this particular collaboration, so that is why they have also got the confidence. Okay, data science department is doing as per the expectations of that particular academic environment. Later on, they guided these guys to think towards the industry, and they guided these particular students to how to actually transform the thought process from the academic environment to the industry aspect. So that number one is working for InstaSecure, you Mahesh, and then Kalyan. And another one is contribution from Rajeev, who is working as a director for LPDG. Of course, he is not biasing anything. None of our alumni has biased it. But they provided this environment to prove our students and the capability of the students. So now there is another environment going on. So of course, these are becoming the points for publicize and then make the people understand nothing is being missed, no activity is being missed. The department is capable of dealing various things that are being expected by the industry. So that is first one, getting internships. Later on, penetrating into various activities, especially the IEEE activities, getting recognized by various coding contests. For example, let's say, though I'm naming one, Shamsundar is there. Whichever the department that conducts the coding contest, they say that data science department student is there, Shamsundar is there. He might get the prize. Obviously, he got it. So, likewise, that's the second point, which means wherever the data science guys go in, they give a tougher competition. The third point is the students contributing their understanding to the fellow students. Because beyond, after the college hours, as you know, a few students are conducting the classes for the fellow students and for the juniors, which has been very well appreciated by the fellow students as well as the teachers, because it reduces the load on the teachers also. So these are the three high prioritized achievements what I feel. It is because when students understand, the one who is a learned student, when they understand, it is not only that I should learn, I should make someone else also to learn and someone else also to share. If that kind of environment is there, what else the department wants? That is, those three are the major achievements what I feel. But others are also there. Maybe for you there is a time constraint. Maybe I don't know. We will discuss all those things maybe some later episodes about.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah. In data science, within the short period of time, there will be a lot of change, usage of tools and technologies. By keeping that constraints in mind, how do you prepare the syllabus?
Yeah. This is the point that everyone should understand. Now, nice question that you asked. Yeah. It is not only our department does, every department does it. We go with the guidelines as defined by the University Grants Commission UGC and All India Council for Technical Education AICTE. What they define is, what they guidelines that they give us. There will be 40% of the experts from our institution and 60% from the outside. And from the outside environment, we take the expertise from the higher technological institutions like IITs, NITs and all. Later on, we also take the help of the industry. and we also take the help of the alumni, and we also take the help of the research industry. So while preparing the curriculum or the set of syllabi, we take all these guys, all these professors, the research people, the alumni, and then the IT industry people with rich experience. Their all guidelines or the suggestions into consideration. And then we also see how the data science would be the moment the first year student passes out at the fourth year. So we should have that particular forecasting. So having the forecast, having the experience with all the amalgamation or the combination of all these particular discussions, the Department of Data Science or any department of our RGMCET would prepare the syllabus. And of course, syllabus is very well appreciated by many of the communities.
So that is nice way of, that excellent way of preparing a syllabus. So from your observation, is there anywhere the student is lagging to learn something? Any gaps are there?
Yeah, instead of I say that student is lagging, let us say the department has to understand where the department could not deliver the goods to the student. Because the moment the goods are given to the student, every student for that matter is capable of receiving it, developing themselves upon for a better learning, what we call component. So there are few instances where, not more, like sometimes their health, few students have to take a long leave. Sometimes all of a sudden there used to be few statutory things where we have to take students away from the classroom environment. So during that kind of things, the student could not get the things. So later on, we try to understand what the difficulty is. And at the same time, we also have the practice of training the student whenever they could not be success in the examination. Sometimes students feel like where they have understood. Later on, after the result, the student understands where they actually missed it. So obviously they come to the department and due to the fact we took the HOD, they come to us and then they discuss their difficulties. Obviously we have got the remedial classes and maybe during the college hours if they have time, or else after the college hours, the moment that the students would attend. Sometimes we take online classes also, online environment also into consideration to train the students who are missing some components. So as a matter of fact, I don't say student lags, rather department misses. Yeah.
That is obviously, I don't think department is missing, but somehow, somewhere, some pieces are missing that we will be figuring out and fill the gaps.
Yeah, of course, maybe once we once again sit together, all the student community and the department sit together, but that gaps might, we can find those gaps. Yeah. We are ready to listen to them and then fill the gaps.
Yeah, definitely. Sure. And not to deviate with the training and placement department, from the data science department, is there any internship or placement opportunities that the department is trying from the either maybe alumni or from the companies?
Yeah, let me tell you. First of all, we have to appreciate the efforts from the Department of Placements and Training, because they are continuously conducting the training for the students, not just for placements, but for their lifelong understanding. Once they understand the concept, that should be remembered for lifelong. That is how placements and training department is planning, and they are executing very well. That's point one. Point two is, the department should not completely load the training and placements department for the placements involved. Though placements is not ultimate objective for any engineering student, but we have to see the parents' aspirations also. So as every parent expects their kids to join some companies and then work for these things. Department also gets connected, or they also connect to the alumni for the placement opportunities and all. Taking this moment as an advantage, let me tell you, many of the people do understand because of the various layoffs and all, the IT industry is going down, or there are no much of many opportunities in the IT industry. No. As far as, or as long as someone in the industry is continuously learning, once again the same quote, the more you learn, the more you earn. Right? I'm quoting it for second time. As long as you are learning, in the adaptive learning, in the adaptive environment, you won't lose the job. But of course, it would be a bit challenging. Initially, while learning, it takes time from their job. They should spend extra time. But at the same time, because of this particular booming technologies or booming environment and all, we have to understand one point. If there is a technology that is booming, technologies come and go. Let us try to understand that particular point very well. The moment you are depending on one technology, that might not be there in the next year or next 2 years. So the student should understand the core concept before they understand the technology. So the moment they understand the core concept, obviously whichever the technology that comes in, this guy will just take the technology, implement this, or take that particular code and then coordinate it. So from the observations, there are a lot of opportunities even today, and the opportunities are growing because of the war. Many guys would say that war is actually killing the jobs. No. India is under the leadership of eminent people. India is taking the advantage of grabbing those opportunities into the Indian sector and then developing this employment rate. So now, if you carefully observe the Israel and then Palestine war, of course, whatever is happening, I'm not going to comment upon because that becomes a political matter. When I take this particular thing, many of the projects are being transferred to India. So that's how India is going to get more placement opportunities. When there is more placement opportunities, colleges like us obviously would grab us. And that is going to be very helpful for the placement in training department as well as the HODs. Yeah. Maybe through this you can convey your classmates, you can convey your juniors that there are lots of opportunities coming around.
Yeah. Apart from the opportunities that are coming, and apart from the training and placement department who is continuously training and trying to place the students in various companies, one's profile seems to be strong, right? So based on the profile only, he will get some whatever the package that he deserves. So to build that profile, what is the suggestions from the department? I have seen some of the suggestions through this platform to make it public.
Yeah. So for this, I mean, if I'm giving you the response for this particular question, we have to be thankful for all the people who gave us suggestions in giving this particular profile building or enriching the profiles. So when I'm giving these words, it is not purely my words. I've learned it from many people. First of all, what you know, validate it. Work on some problem, enrich your understanding. Then create a platform, publicize it. Because now everyone knows how to create a video. Now these guys are creating videos. So everyone knows it right now. Even a kid is also very well aware of how to create it and then edit it and publicize it. So our guys also should be doing such things. Second point, we call it as a projects. Let us call it as a problem solving skills. So the moment the students develop these problem solving skills, they should present it in such a beautiful way that problem is really a problem, solution is really a beautiful solution for that better problem by comparing various other solutions possible. Present it. Presentation also matters a lot. And then keep on talking to get connected to the industry people. Keep on talking to those people. Getting connected to the industry people through LinkedIn or Indeed or through some other professional channels is not sufficient. Just getting connect request, getting accepted doesn't work. You have to actually continue that particular efforts. See, this is what I did. If you have time, can you please validate? Or if you have time, can you please suggest what best I can do? So it's like you're reaching to people. The moment someone who is working for the industry, working for the research environment, or working for some other startups, once they understand what you did, obviously they become the ambassadors for you. They will actually boost your profile, right? So you don't have to put lot of certifications. You don't have to put lot of such what you call, I did this, I did that, I invested it. Your word speaks, but at the same time, who promotes it is very much important. Carefully choose that particular people who is really capable of understanding you, honestly understanding your skills, honestly understanding your problem solving skills, and then boost it. Of course, yes, we have to select such people very carefully. Obviously, this remaining things would go on.
I will share one of my experience.
Yeah, sure.
When you suggest, right? So connect with the right people through LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is one of the greatest platform that we can connect through professionals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you suggested this for all the fourth year students, right? So during this period, during this connecting to the new people, connecting to the professionals, one of the way that what I have done is to publicize my content, whatever the learning experiences that I have, right?
Okay.
So I used to publicize the content to LinkedIn. So there is a time where one of our alumni is not from IT department or anything. He's from actually ECE department. So I don't know he was actually an alumni. So based on some profile inside that I have connected with him. So later I didn't actually message him personally through the message channel. He actually messaged me saying, you are doing some really good content.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, I have seen you are from Rajeev.
Mm-hmm.
In the recent 3 to 4 years, I have got so many requests from the Rajeev and especially from the data science department.
Mm-hmm.
And all this conversation is not through chat. It has happened to me through phone call.
Okay.
So he got my number and he asked when is the free time of mine. And he talked to me and inquired some of the things, college activities, training and placement activities. And he is emphasizing more about this connecting to the professionals and publicizing what is your learning experience through channels like LinkedIn. So that is one of the experience that I wanted to share. And
Yes, I'm very happy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm happy, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is one of the many experiences that what I have done.
Yeah.
So I think
I'm very happy for this thing which has happened to you.
yeah, I actually wanted to share this in some way previous lecture, but I think this is the right time to share.
Yeah.
Why I am sharing this now is because the suggestion what you are giving to communicate with the professionals through LinkedIn will really help us a lot in many forms. That is what I want to communicate.
It's very nice. Great thing.
Yeah, really.
I mean, this actually substantiates my understanding.
Yeah, definitely. I think we have came almost to the end of the interview. So with one
You are taking this as an interview. Okay, I thought it's a conversation.
whatever you consider it is, and with two things we will conclude this interview. One is, as we have previously discussed about highlights and lowlights of Advitiya, right? So let us discuss some of the highlights and lowlights of data science department that helps maybe our department and future generation of students. 3 highlights and 3 lowlights.
I would like to consolidate all these things into one point. I don't see 3 highlights or 3 lowlights of data science department, but I would like to consolidate. The point which we have to achieve more is visiting the places, visiting the right places where the resources are there, valuable resources are there. For example, if we are not capable of establishing a high performance computing machine, why should we bother? Identify those organizations, those higher education institutions in India, across India or across the globe. Our students are very much ready to grab those opportunities. So the department should identify, or even if the students are able to identify those particular different locations beyond RGM, obviously we have to get connected, we have to ask them in the permissions and then get connected. Give some time to the students to stay there, understanding the culture of that particular problem solving on such machines, on such resources. I mean, as an example, I think it is a high performance computing machine. It could be anything. I mean, through the internships it is possible. Now, as in the previous question, you might have you asked, what about internships? Let us not understand internships as the internships that are offered by only the industry, only the companies. But the internships could also be offered by the higher education institutions, like we said, the very well established, the new universities, the IITs, NITs. They can also actually offer the internships. We should understand them. Let us not confine our understanding to internships that are offered by only the companies. It is because if there is no research, obviously there is no development. So research is not just carried only by the IT industry or the working industry, but also by the research industry, which is being happened in the higher education institutions. Okay, so maybe what I feel is there are opportunities. Now we need to get connected to them, and we should have facility for us, our students, to send our students there, ask them to spend some time, and then get connected to those professors or those industry people, and then work along with them and get the knowledge, come back, share it with the students, learn back. Generally, anything which is learned or which is experienced shall always be given back. That is when the community success will be more meaningful.
Yeah, that is a well consolidated response. So with one final thing, we'll conclude this interview. That is there any message that you wanted to share with the students or to the parents from the data science department?
Yeah. It's not like a message. First, they should understand. I'm not talking only to the RGM thing, because RGM is very well established, and also the culture here is very well serene and very nice one. But at times there are situations where there is some coordination or understanding between students and teachers during this various moments. But the whole learning community, what I would like to suggest is, teacher and student should sit together and then learn together. Learn together does not mean that teacher learns then and there and then teaches. Rather, when they sit with the student will keep on posing n number of questions in different perspectives. And such perspectives might not have been explored by the teacher. So, having been exploring, getting such questions are also learning. So that's how teacher and student should spend some good amount of time. Point 2, as you asked for the parents. Parents, it's not a suggestion, but at times parents should leave the students to the institute for them to grow, instead of having a helicopter parenting or cat parenting. Let it not be there, because cat parenting will make them pampered. Helicopter parenting will make that particular learner congested. So leave them. Teacher understands the students better. Student understands the teachers better. Because in the learning environment, student spends a lot of time than they spend in the home. And when once they reach home, give them some time for them to relax, have some chat, get relaxed with the kids. That's it.
Yeah, that's nice. I think we have discussed everything that is about Advitiya and data science department. I think we came to an end. So finally, thank you for accepting and giving this much amount of time to discuss various things about event and the department. So thank you.
Thanks a lot for making me to understand various aspects or various perspectives through this particular discussion.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mahesh.
Thank you.